proposed date of the public meeting or procession. And notice under subsection 2 shall be in the prescribed form and shall specify A, the full name and the physical address of the organizer of the proposed public meeting, or B, or public procession. B, the proposed date of the meeting or procession and the time thereof, which shall be between 6 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, so I want you, as you come back and see, says that the proposed site of the public meeting or the proposed route in the case of public procession. Okay, now it goes down explaining that just in case, Makiad, you want to hold a public meeting and I want to hold a public meeting, whoever came first, or if it's the same venue, whoever came first should be given that priority. And it is the incumbent it is the responsibility of the organizer to be notified. It's the right of the organizer to be notified that there is another meeting that is going to happen, so that does not contradict or bring commotion. So there is a clear guideline, which is called Public Order, Chapter 56. You can read that, and Public Gathering, that is Part 5 of it, which is read alongside Chapter 30, Chapter 4 of the Bill of Rights, Article 37. And Mzalendo also told you of Article 24 and Article 25, which equally highlights the limitations of your rights of assembly, picketing, and demonstration. Now, I wanted to ask you, Makiadi, when you say that you have a right, do you know also that that right has a limitation? When we talk about when the Constitution is telling you that in Article 37, when it says that you must come peaceably and unarmed. What is your understanding of peaceably and unarmed? So if you come or contrary to those two words, which is a limitation in that Article 37, then that means you're in violation of that very same Constitution. So what is your understanding? I would like to get your contribution on that.
And can I add, also it should not infringe on the rights of others.
Exactly. So what is the balance? Where do we strike a balance? Where your right ends and is protected, and where my right begins is equally protected. Where do you strike the balance?
Thank you, Missy. I was reading the public order before you spoke about it, and there's one thing I think you missed when you read Part 3. That's Part 3, 5. You just read 2 only. That says any person intending to convene a public meeting or a public procession shall notify the regulating officer of such intent at least 3 days, but not more than 14 days before the proposed date of the public meeting or procession. Now, there's one thing here we want to agree, that the Constitution talks about notifying. Sorry, the public order talks about notifying the regulating officer, just notification. So in Swahili, unamjulisha ya kwamba nitakuwa na mkutano. Now, if you go back to the Constitution, it talks about peacefully and unarmed. My question would be to you guys that are here condemning picketing and demonstrations. Where do you draw the line when it comes to the word unarmed? When police officers turn out with rungus, are they armed? Are they there to cause harm to the demonstrators? Are they there to try and, I'm looking for the best word, provoke violence? So you should also look at this issue from both sides. It is not just a matter of the person that is going to demonstrate. It is also a matter of the person that is supposed to provide security showing up armed. Police officers are not secluded from the Constitution in terms of protection of mwananchi ambaye anaenda kudemonstrate. And what we are seeing in our country right now is the police officers present themselves with rungus. If me say today I am going to do my demonstration, and you, the person who is supposed to provide security, unakuja na rungu, what message are you showing? What message are you passing to us? So we should allow ourselves as a country, as much as we say that we want to demonstrate, most of these demonstrators come out peacefully. And then somewhere along the way, like Honorable Bundi said here, they are provoked by the police. Unfortunately, and I have to say this, hold on. Unfortunately, and I have to repeat this, unfortunately, the person that anaumia ni ule mwananchi wa kawaida, because at that moment wakati polisi wanapigana na demonstrators, biashara za watu zinavunjwa, magari ya watu inavunjwa, vitu za watu zinaibiwa. And so when we do this, we condemn the people who are demonstrating peacefully. But in the first instance, it is the police that provoked those demonstrators. So hii kitu ya kusema ati unarmed, alafu unasema people showed up with stones, and the people that showed up with arms ni police officers. I don't agree with it.
Makid, let me ask you, when a mechanic goes to work, all right, or electrician, they show up with the tools to perform their jobs, right? Right? So you are asking the police to come unarmed to the like seriously
with the rope with the rope.
What do you want them to show up? I just want first of all, who is licensed?
Hold
on.
Wait a moment. Let's agree here. Let's agree here, Mise. Hold on. I'm answering your question here. Let's agree here.
No, I haven't asked.
This was supposed to be a peaceful procession, right? Do we agree? Do we agree there? This was supposed to be a peaceful procession. Then kama wewe ni mtu ambaye unakuja provide security na unakuja na rungu already, what are you trying? What information? What message are you trying to send? Where are police supposed to be attending these meetings of peaceful demonstrators na rungu? Nionyeshe kwa hiyo public order yenye ulikuwa unasoma hapo. And I'll read you what the public order says.
What is the work of the police? Okay, so what is the work of the police?
I read to you what the public.
You see,
hold on.
Hang on. You can't read the public order in isolation of either the Constitution or other corroborating documents that govern our state agencies or our country. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. When at the Capitol, when the police show up, when people were demonstrating, did the police show up unarmed?
Before achieve Mr. Divan, nataka nikuulize pia swali. Kwa nini askari wa traffic haruhusiwi kuenda na bunduki kwa barabara, anaenda na uniform peke yake?
Askari wa traffic anakuwa wawili. Mmoja anakuwa na bunduki, mmoja is unarmed. Let us be honest when we are saying these things. But
anyway, hiyo swali wanauliza is so irrelevant. Ati askari wa traffic mbona anaenda ati bila bunduki?
Can I ask a
question? The moderator will both of you. I want to give some of you.
Can I ask a question?
Makiadi, this is embarrassing. You could ask such a question. This is so embarrassing. I can't believe that question came from you, Makiadi. Please withdraw that kind of silly question.
No,
what kind of question is that?
Seriously,
Makiadi, no way.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Hold on, let me ask.
Okay. Let's have order.
Mise. Which question did I ask that Mzalendo is saying is silly?
I'm going to mute all of you.
Which question did I ask that Mzalendo is saying is silly, Bwana Mise?
Hang on. I think you're being mistaken. Hang on. can you guys allow me to give you the chance to respond? I think Mzalendo, it is done. It's Mr. Bundi who asked that question, so it is not Makiadi. Makiadi, but I want to give you 1 or 2 minutes to respond and be objective. Don't be subjective. Just be objective. Let us be honest when we are having this debate. You know, we have to be. If we want to progress as a country, we must be able to criticize both those who are in government and those who are on the other side, where they go wrong and where they are wronged. I think this way, that is an honest discussion. Makiadi, now respond and then Geoffrey, you will ask the question, and Mr. Isindu,
maybe he can answer. He can answer. I can ask so that he may answer both of them because they are similar. Maybe, probably.
Right.
I just wanted to ask Makiadi if he knows that the police are in the category of the armed forces and what it means to be armed forces. Thank you.
Makiadi, go ahead and answer this question.
Before Makende answer, moderator, I would like to ask you if it's in order for somebody to be accused. Moderator, is it in order you agree somebody to abuse and call somebody silly, whichever way somebody has asked the question? How do you support that?
Anyway, let me retrieve my whatever I'd said.
Mzalenda, I'm muting you. Hold on. Let us have order. Order. Listen, Bundi. Sometimes we take words such as nonsense, such as silly, as words that are meaning provoking, but words such as nonsense means words of no importance. Silly, the same thing. So don't take it personal. It is the context in which it has been used. Makiadi, do you want to respond quickly?
I don't know what I'm responding to. Whose question? The one that asked, do I know what armed means? Is that the question?
Go ahead. Whatever that you add, you have time to respond.
My friend Geoffrey, I don't think I can respond to that. When I say you should take what I said in context, you should take what I said in context. I did not talk about police being armed or whatever in that context that you want to point out. My issue was this was supposed to be a peaceful procession. And so what the public order that you guys are talking about here is saying is that you are supposed to notify the police of your intended date, your intended route or route, wherever you're going to hold these, just notifying. That's it. And so when you guys tell me here that it is essential for police officers to show up with rungus so that they can escort demonstrators to protect them from what? You have somebody
from bad characters in their midst that may show up. The police is not included in those people that cannot come with arms.
Makiadi.
No, you guys are interrupting me.
Sorry.
I was given time to speak.
Oh, finished or not yet? Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, I was still in the middle of that.
Okay, my apologies.
So when you guys want to tell me here that the police are showing up with batons and rungus to protect...
We are wasting time interrupting Makiadi. Everyone must speak through the moderator, please. Thank you.
To protect the demonstrators from what? From whom? You should understand that the public order also gives authority with which the regulator, who is the police in this instance, can stop such demonstrations. It is very clear. Missy, I think you read that. It says, let me just read that before I forget.
Yeah, it's in number 8, number 7.
Yeah, number 8,
number
correct.
8.
Number 8, thank you.
But again, we have seen police stopping these protesters getting to areas. What happens?
Hold on. So it says the regulating officer, and who is the police officer in this case, or any police officer of or above the rank of inspector, may stop or prevent the holding of any public meeting or public procession held contrary to the provisions. And which provisions are we talking about? The notification that we mentioned earlier. So if at all you want to have a procession without notifying the police, the law allows them to stop that. That is number 1. Number 2, it says any public gathering or other meetings or procession which, having regard to the rights and interests of persons participating in such gatherings, meetings, or procession, there is clear, present, or imminent danger of a breach of peace or public order. Now, look at the instances that we have seen in the past few days in our country. The people have been proceeding peacefully. Watu wamekuwa kiandamana bila kuleta madhara yoyote. Now, who are the people that are causing violence? It is the police officers themselves. And Honorable Bundi alikuja hapa na akawaambia, and we saw it. When Raila Odinga was going around in the estates, which Ashley doesn't want people to do, it was peaceful. Hakuna mtu alikuwa anavunjiwa kiosk, hakuna tear gas ilikuwa inarushwa. But the moment sijui alikuwa anataka kuingia barabara gani, that is when chaos broke out. And who are the instigators of chaos? It is the police themselves. So we should be asking ourselves, if the police are supposed to provide security, then why are the police officers in the Republic of Kenya being the instigators of violence? Are they there to provide security, or are they there to provoke the demonstrators? That is my question to you.
But I want to bring you as a voice of reason. I think you're very neutral here from my observation. So what help us understand, from what we are discussing here, do you think that the police should not show up armed, and whenever there is an issue that will need them to be armed, they should run back to the station and get armed to come back and address it? So please help us understand that.
Well, I'm not any specialist in any way, so for me, it's just it is a balance, right? Public safety versus the need to take advantage of the Constitution. So, for instance, demonstrations are enshrined in the Constitution, or rather picketing, unarmed picketing. It is a legal avenue to be a peaceful nuisance, whether somebody likes it or not. It is a legal avenue to be a peaceful nuisance, right? And you're supposed to be protected. Well, you also have to balance the public interest of safety. So to me, it doesn't make any sense why the police should be unarmed. They're coming to work. They'll come to put their tools of their trade. The problem here is, what is their intent, right? Their intent was clearly not to protect property or make sure the demonstrations are peaceful. Their intent was to provoke. And that is the issue. I mean, we know that. We can see that. So for those who don't like the demonstrations and are saying, well, we need to stop, what is the end game? Come Monday, they'll demonstrate. Come Thursday, they'll demonstrate again. What is the end game? What if we keep going? Then what? They can keep going. It's in the Constitution. You know, we're allowed to be a nuisance because it's in the Constitution, as long as you do it peacefully. So the point is, somebody said that you have to have mechanisms to express yourself to the government. In the past, we never had those options in the Constitution. You know, whether you're a university student, whether you're a professor, whether you're a trade unionist, you know, whether it's maendeleo ya wanawake. If you remember when they were clubbed at one time at Uhuru Park, and they had to undress, you know, so that the police had to stop beating them. I mean, those were the types of embarrassment we were trying to save ourselves from, and give ourselves a civilized way to, not necessarily a civilized way, but a legal way to express ourselves. So if you can't do it in court, if you can't do it in parliament, if you can't access your politicians, well, yeah, you can go to the street and it's legal. So I mean, it's a balance, but we can't say we can't do it. We can do it.
Okay.
We can be a nuisance.
We can be a new, but equally, when lawyers go to court, they carry with them either the Constitution or some sort of documents that they will use as their tools of work. So it is first time in history that I've heard Makiadi saying that before citizens turn to be robbers, then you have to make sure that you come unarmed until they turn around against you. That's when you run and get the get the weapons to deal with them. That was my understanding, Makiadi. But the same public order you read, you didn't read number 9. Number 9 says any person who neglects or refuses to obey any order given or issued under subsection 7 shall be guilty of an offense, right? So I go back to the functions of the police service. They provide provision of assistance to the public when in need, maintenance of law and order, preservation of peace, protection of life and property, investigation of crime, collection of criminal intelligence, prevention and detection of crime, apprehension of offenders. So let us be fair that sometimes police are caught between, because police have to take orders. The order, if they have been told shoot, they will shoot. You know, that's what they learn. They take orders. So this, this extent that we are profiling officers who are dispensing their obligations and duties is actually uncalled for. I don't know, Bundi, you've been raising your hand, and I want us to, maybe we should prepare ourselves to winding up. Bundi, and then we come to Geoffrey, and then we come to Ashley, and then there was Black, and then there is Mzalendo, and then is Sindu, and then Makiadi we finish.
Yeah, I just want to be very honest here. Wakati wa maandamano, vile mmesazungumza kwa undani kwamba ni haki ya mwananchi wa kawaida kuandamana, na pia ni haki ya mwananchi huyo kulindwa na polisi ambao ni jukumu ya serikali iliyo mamlakani kuchunga mwananchi wake. I want to speak on the issue of being armed. I want to confirm here that I went to police force. As much as I'm not a police officer at the moment, I'm a civil servant, but there is what we call 6-pack in the police. Wanakuwa grupu ya askari 6, mmoja anachunga hawa ambao kwa rangi ya chini anakuwa ni senior sergeant. Wakiwa 12 wanachungwa na inspector. Wakifika 18 wanakuwa na chief inspector. Sasa hawa 6 wanakuwa kwa grupu kadhaa, lakini ile grupu ya askari 3 wanakuwa na sergeant, lakini 2 mmoja anakuwa na corporal ambao atateka orders kutoka kwa ita corporal inspector, sergeant, ama chief inspector up to assistant commissioner mpaka kwa commissioner. Now, pia kwa hiyo kipengele pia ningekubali kwamba katika uandamanaji kuna mtu anaweza kuja achiunge na ile uandamanaji ambao wako na nia mbaya. Hiyo haitakuwa ni yule ambaye aliandaa hii maandamano ya kufanya nini, ya kukosolewa ama kuambiwa yeye ndiye amekosa. Lakini pia ni haki ya yule askari yako pale kwa kuangalia yule mmoja ambaye ameleta rapsa ama ameipia mwananchi kukamatwa na kustakiwa kwa sababu amegeuka kile kitu ambao alikuwa anaomba. Ndio maana nimeleta hii paki ya polisi. Sasa mmoja kwa ambao ako rangi ya juu anakubaliwa kuwa armed na hawa wengine wanakubaliwa kupepa bengu. Hili yule moja akikosa anaweza stakiwa. Pia hiyo sheria iko kwa polisi. Yule polisi ambao atageuka sheria ya yule muandamanaji bado anaweza pia funguliwa mashtaka na yule ambaye alikuwa mkubwa yake kwa sababu wako na yeye kuandika statement kulingana na vile alimisbehave. Kama sasa yule askari alikuwa Mombasa para alikuwa mrevi wakati wa kazi. Unajua urevi unaweza fitua risasi ofyo bila kusudia na uwe watu bila kujua kwa sababu uko mrefu. Ndio maana yule ambao ni mkubwa wako kwa ile rangi ambayo alikupatiwa akuchunge anafaa kutoa ama kukurudisha station ama kukunyang'anya ile bunduki kwa sababu unaweza ukaincha watu. So hilo haichakatasa sana polisi kuwa armed, lakini kwa nia gani? Lakini sasa mimi nataka niseme ukweli na nataka sana kuangazia dada yangu Asle. Mimi ni msupporter wa Azimio na mimi ni mwanasiasa. Sichaona hata siku moja polisi wakikucha kutumisa amani, wanakucha kuchokoza. Hiyo ndio kweli. Hata kabla ya kesho, kama sasa wamefanya notification ya maandamano kwamba siku fulani tunafaa kuwa na maandamano, unapata wanasiasa ambao wana mrengo ya serikali ichi Mchungwa and others and Marara wakisema hii Monday tumekupangia Raila ili mtu akuambie usitokeleze. Tayari huyu mtu acharibu chochote cha mtu na achakosea mtu, lakini he is already warned, don't do that, ambao right yako kipengee imekuruhusu ufanye, lakini tayari umesaelezwa kwamba tumekupangia utakutana na polisi wetu. Haya, sababu nyingine Madam Asino umesema ni ile kwa ile parapara ambao unafaa kupita, amufai kupita mahali watu wanakaa. Ndio, umesema leo tunapita Thika Road, tutapita CPD na tutakutana KICC ili tukue na mazungumzo hapo. Lakini unapata polisi badala ya kucha wawachunge na wawapatie ulindaji, wanasuia barabara na magari kubwa na mapunduki na vile mnataka kupita wanawaruhusia tear gas. Sasa inabidi mtafute njia mbadala, mnaenda mkachipata mmepita katika ile makazi ya wengine kwa sababu mahali mlikuwa mnapita umesuiliwa. So ndio maana nilikuwa nasema kama sisi tuna argue kama Wakenya wa Sarando, wacha tuseme ukweli, na mimi sidanganyi na sina uoga wa kusema hawa waaskari wetu wangeacha wananchi waandamane vile walikuwa wanaandamana, hatungekuwa na maisha hata ya mtu mmoja amepoteza. Leo hii tumeona wananchi kadhaa wako seri, lakini hatuchaona askari hata moja amestakiwa ama ameonywa, ama hatuchaona statement kutoka kwa yule ambao ni commissioner wa polisi akikosoa wale askari kwamba msitumie nguvu zaidi. Lakini sisi tunaelewa ni kitu kwa public domain. Mumeona kwamba ni kama kila mtu anachukua orders kutoka mahali tofauti, lakini mimi naeko pia bwana Interior Minister kwamba amekuwa very careful kwa ile mambo ambao anatoa, kwa sababu anajua ni wananchi wa Kenya anadeal nao. I think it's very selective, is not really uttering a lot of words, lakini kabisa tunaona ukikucha unasema askari wetu waliumizwa na mliumiza mali ya wananchi. Hakuna maana unasema yule askari mwenye anafanya hivi bado kupatikana, utachukuliwa sheria, ili hata muandamanaji aone kweli hata yule mkubwa wa polisi ako katikati, atatetea pande ile ama pande hii. So ya mwisho, mimi ningeomba hivi kwa wale watu tuko hapa na wale wengine wanasikia na wale ambao tunakutana na wanasiasa mbalimbali, ndio hii mambo Raila anapigania, apiganii mambo ambao itamsaidia yeye. Nimewaambia Raila kama ni property yako naye, nimewaambia hata saa hii unga ikifika 10,000 Raila atanunua. Alafu sisi ndiye anapigania wala watu ambao tuko hapa maisha ya chini, ambao ni hatuna uwezo ya kununua unga kwa ile bei ambao ni ya juu. Ya mwisho kabisa, sijui ndugu yangu aliongea hapa akatoka akasema ile kifaa ambao ni server haiko hapa, hatuna uwezo. Hiyo ni prep the bedroom ya mtu. Tafadhali, that is I don't want to use the same word alitumia, simu alitumia nonsense word. Actually, let us try to think outside the box, like this is our tax, this is our document. Hii ni chombo yetu, ilinunuliwa paka mimi ile kura yangu moja niko na haki ya kuuliza kama kweli ilifika kwa ile server. Uwezi niambia ati vile nilifika na tukalipa na hiyo ni pesa yetu, ati sina uwezo ya kujua kama iko pale. If that thing can bring a solution, we better go for it. Ati hatutashinda kuuliza. Hata hii unasikia maumau, vita ilipiganiwa Kenya, watu walikufa, mali iliharibika until tukapata uhuru wa Kenya, wasungu wakaondoka. Wakati tulikuwa tunapigania constitution wakati wa Moi, kila mtu anajua ile mambo watu walipitia. Watu waliwekwa jela, watu walikula nyayo, wengine walikufa, wengi walikufa, ndio tukapata constitution. Sasa tuko kwa constitution. But what we are seeing, everybody can see, we are going back to that where chini ya mwaka 2010 wakati tulikuwa tuchapata constitution. Sasa tukianza tena kupigania kwamba we should not go there, then some people are telling us we are making noise, we are disturbing the president. Kindly let the president listen all nuisance we are talking, for him to make a determination. Let's listen for everybody. Is the face of Kenya. Ni yeye ako na sword ya Kenya hii. We cannot disagree that is the president of the Republic of Kenya. And he has your purpose of saying kama niyo sava fungua, kama kura siibiwa, yeye ako na namba ya simu ya Raila, mwambie makosa ilifanyika, wacha tuendelee mbele, but we should not go that. Wacha tutengeneza kibengera kwamba hii sava ikuwe moja ya ile karatasi, isiwe ni kitu ya kuficha mtu fulani ama inchi fulani inakuwa na uwezo ya kufungua. Watafute suluhisho. Lakini kila mtu akifanya test chambing, hakuna kitu utafanywa, hatutafungua, sio Raila, sio Uhuru atafungua, sio Ruto atafungua. Is the president of Republic of Kenya. Akiamuka leo asema kesho hakuna kazi, lazima tusikize kwa sababu ni president of Republic of Kenya. Ako na uwezo ya kufanya hivyo. So let him try to let people try, and I see from my end that Ruto is coming sober, but we have a problem actually. Is the deputy president. Let him see the people who are surrounding him. Let him not listen a lot. Let him make his own decision for a better Kenya. Otherwise, we are losing this country. Thanks.
Asante sana Bwana Bundi. I think you are a very honest man. You're very fair. I think you're not a delusional man. You've touched both. You've been fair. You've had fair criticism, and that